in terms of the expectations, that I like what Jay says about the next couple of weeks, we're going to put your file together. It's not uncommon that you're going to not hear from me for 10 to 15 days. What's your thoughts if we work in congruence with the operation teams in terms of aligning our teamwork mentality and align with the KPIs, the key performance index, best practices, and perhaps the process team members would at least give them a call to strengthen our alliance in terms of, assuring them that, hey, it's not only the loan officer, it's part of our team mentality and our team unity to call them, and perhaps a suggestion on that.
Kind of get the processor to hear from, so they're hearing from more people than us?
Right, so there's continuity. It's like a relay race,
Yeah.
It's like I got the baton and I'm going to put the baton to Luke. So he's going to run too. So because we're running, we're running on cylinders. We're trying to deal with other parties and other variables in the sales force.
So let me make sure I understand your question correctly. So it's a matter of like, hey, is it possible that we open up the idea that processors get a little bit more involved and make a connection with our prospects so they feel that they're hearing from more people than us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so great question. And because you're married and I know this, I'm actually going to talk about it in something that you can relate with. Whenever it comes to a confrontational thing, my wife is never heard, right? Whether it's our neighbors or whether it's the person at the customer service, if it has anything to do with confrontation, she's never heard, right? She relies on me. I'm like, hey babe, why don't you go do this? Like, man, you go tell them to do that, right? And the reason why I say that is because I have a choice. Number one is I can ask my wife, hey babe, you just go tell them. You already just told me. Or number two is I could kind of take the bull by its horns and go handle it, because it's either gonna get done regardless or not. And one thing that I can control is the way I'm gonna react off of it, because if I reacted off of it trying to change her from her habits, then I'm probably gonna be there for a long time. Rather than say, hey, you know what? I identified that this person doesn't like to communicate with prospects, or you don't like confrontation. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bull by its horns and handle this, because either way it's gotta be handled. Does that make sense? But I do get what you're saying, because there are certain times where I feel like the processor should be calling. But at the same time, I also have understanding that the processors are just so either inundated or they're timid because they don't want to get caught on the phone call with the borrower for 35, 45 minutes getting grilled, because they're not salesmen like us. Get it? And I would actually prefer that they not get on the phone with my prospects if they feel timid or threatened by our borrower, because they actually risk chance of losing my deal, and that's my money. So what I would do personally is paint the picture as if I just talked to Paula, Leslie, right, Latoya, or another processor's name, you probably are thinking of it. Hey, I just got out of a meeting, even though I didn't. Hey, I just got out of a meeting with them, and all I'm talking about is an email that they sent to me saying, hey, I don't need anything from your borrower, because I hit them up the earlier part of the day and say, hey, I got to call back with Mr. Jones at 2 o'clock. Is there anything I could grab for you to move this file off your desk?